All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, Houston Rockets Daily. Let's talk Rockets, episode 91. The Houston Rockets are in the playoffs, and that's obviously what we're going to be talking about. Let me get all this squared away here. This is our first stream. I think, dude, I think this is like our second stream of 2025. I think this is our first stream since like February, the first week of February, something like that. I apologize to all of you. I see it. I'll get like a random comment on like my golf brand saying, bring back Let's Talk Rockets. I'll get just the most random people saying in the most random setting saying, bring back Let's Talk Rockets. And it's crazy because when we first started this channel 5 years ago, and the Rockets had just traded away James Harden, the Rockets franchise went downhill so fast, right? James Harden no longer there. We all remember it. And this is the year that has finally changed. And last year we saw 41 and 41. But it pisses me off so much that all the time, dude, I am watching the Rockets win these games. I'm watching the Rockets win 50 games in a season. And it was the reason, Swaggy bringing me onto this. The Rockets were the first thing I even did in YouTube. And the last like year, man, life gets freaking crazy. It gets crazy. Responsibilities, problems. You solve one problem, then another problem comes, then you got another problem. And it's crazy. Life is crazy. And so I feel so bad all the time at how little I post on this channel and this stream. And when you don't watch basketball for like, a week or two, it just feels so overwhelming. And then just the time keeps going. And then you're like, okay, well, I want to talk Rockets, but I don't want to hop on the mic and be a casual. And it's like, okay, well, this is an active channel. So are people even going to be commenting? Because I don't need to go in with like set things. So basically, my point is we're doing these. Obviously the playoffs start for the Rockets on Sunday against Golden State. We're going to be talking about it here. You can listen to these on Spotify and Apple. The link to both of them is down in the description of this live stream. And I'm sick of agendas. I'm sick of hot takes, or I should say I'm sick of coming in with an agenda. I'm sick of coming in with a hot take. And I just want to go back to the basics, literally how we started making Houston Rockets content with literally no set plan other than talking a lot of Houston Rockets basketball. So let's check the chat. What's up? We got a bunch. We got my man, OG Joshua George in the building. What's up? We got also OG, just like Josh, Edward. What is going on? Let me make sure this thing, I'm going to pull up a graphic here. Let's do, oh, you guys won't even see that. How are you guys feeling with the season, with the playoffs? I've got a couple of just basic tweets that we can kind of riff off and hopefully people join. I'm going to assume it's going to take me at least the whole week until people start popping in these, but who knows? Let's pull it up. We have my Chicago Bulls on tonight playing in the play-in. I just literally couldn't care less. I don't think I've watched a single Bulls game this whole year. I don't think I've watched one Bulls game this whole year, except for like bits and pieces. But all right, I'm going to my messages and I'm going to pull up just some cool stuff. And this is the talk of the town right now. The NBA playoffs, I haven't made, we used to do the NBA show every single day. I haven't made NBA stuff in so long. Look at that Steven Silas in my top left. We'll leave that up there for the culture. And I don't even like that. In the top right, we got Come On Do Something with Raphael Stone. I don't really like that, but then this is the only other one I have, and he's wearing a mask, and I don't like masks, but that's from the COVID era. So we got a tweet here from Bordeaux if you're listening to this. For the fifth time in 11 years, the Rockets will be playing the Warriors in the playoffs. 2015, 16, 18, 19, and now 2025. So, even me. So, like, I used to be, like, not the only time in my life I've ever been, like, enamored all in on the Chicago Bulls was when I was growing up and D Rose was D Rose for the Chicago Bulls. And then once we got rid of him, and it was like, Jimmy Butler, D Wade, that was like the last kind of bit because I was still in high school and all that stuff. I remember game 7 against Golden State in high school, watching that with all of my friends, and I just remember being so upset for Houston. This is such a full circle moment for a playoff. I mean, it's crazy. We got OG Chris Strange. How you doing, man? Nice to see you. If the Rockets don't win in 6, we lose in 7. So I've got some, I don't know who watched Golden State Memphis last night. I'm gonna pull up their box score. I've been tweeting a lot about this. If you guys want to follow I mean, you can follow my Twitter, links in the description. But if you want to follow like my Rockets Twitter that I'm starting to get active again, it's Houston Rockets Daily is the at. And so, I'm watching the Rockets or the Warriors last night, and this team looks so freaking old and they look so tired. Now, you can say, right? So, like, Vegas has Houston, by the way. But if you were to ask like an OG, like, all right, who do you got? Warriors versus Rockets. And I'm not even counting Rockets fans in this because of that game 7 with Chris Paul, the whole game 7. I don't even want to get into it. Because of that, I think Rockets fans are going to be skeptic. So I'll tell you from an outsider standpoint, I don't think Golden State matches with Houston on paper at all. When we look at how Thompson guarded Steph in that one game, it was crazy. But Golden State has issues scoring. They have a lot of issues. They're really old. And Jimmy Butler did his thing with 38 last night. That's my biggest concern, which is kind of also a concern. And I'm starting to feel some skepticism now where it's like they have Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler is in the playoff actually scary. Steph Curry and Draymond Green and the rest of the Golden State Warriors, that's not scary. Steph's scary. The rest of the Warriors aren't scary. But now, Jimmy Butler in the playoffs, that's a different beast. I'm hoping that Ime Udoka just outcoaches Steve Kerr. That's one thing I'm looking into. I think if people's reason for being a little skeptic is how, experienced and tailored, just the brand of Golden State Warriors basketball is, I think you can flip that and just say, okay, well, that's true, but they're also so old. Let's go through it. Jimmy Butler's 35, Draymond Green's 35, Steph Curry's 37. I mean, 3 of their starters are over 35. And, this isn't golf. They're not Rory McIlroy. You play as long as you want, but obviously Jimmy Butler, Steph, and Draymond haven't really been, hit by age yet. But my point is, you can flip the narrative of, okay, well, they have all this expertise, this freaking Steph Curry. Okay, well, they're also old, and Houston's extremely young, and there's a lot of pressure on a player like Steph Curry, and there's a lot of pressure on a coach like Steve Kerr. There's a lot of pressure on Draymond Green because that window, as they're getting older, is aging and aging. The Houston Rockets have the benefit of the doubt in the sense where there's no pressure. There's literally no pressure on any member of the Houston Rockets in this basketball series. Like maybe, if you want to be a dick about it, oh, well, Jalen Green, I've already seen some. If Jalen Green doesn't pull up in this, I'm done with it. I'm done with Jalen Green. I want Devin Booker. I watched Devin Booker play basketball compared to Jalen Green, and I don't understand the whole. I think it's just like a name brand. I think people literally just want Devin Booker on, and it has to be preferenced with pre-Jalen Green season this year, pre-Jalen Green's consistency this year. That is important to note. But I'm just saying, man, I think it's kind of similar to like, I don't want to go to Aldi. I don't want to go to Walmart. I want to go to, I live in Florida. We have Publix. I don't know what it is in Houston, your big grocery store name brand, Whole Foods. Same meat, package different price, same meat, same quality. So kind of out there. But I watched Golden State last night, and I think that team was desperate and fighting for their life. And I think they don't know their roles. I don't think they play their roles enough. I think if Jonathan Kuminga could play his role properly for what they want him to be, I think Golden State a whole season would be completely different. But Steve Kerr's done with that. I mean, Jonathan Kuminga didn't play again. And, personally, like B-Pod, I'm going to trust a Rocket player over B-Pod. I'm going to trust a Rocket player over Moses Moody. Their whole bench, Gary Payton, Looney, Santos, Buddy Hield, Quentin Post. I mean, really the only guy on there that I really like is Gary Payton in playoff form. So I really think the Rockets are going to win this series. And I totally understand it's Golden State, but at the same time, they have them as the first seed. CBS is glitching. They got Wow, that first game's at 9:30 p.m. on Sunday night. Sheesh. Wait, we got a lot going on here. Game was unwatchable. Just the Rockets' luck we play the damn Warriors. That is, yeah. It's full circle moment, man. I think this is the year. And if Houston eliminates Golden State in the first round, I think some stuff's going to be coming up. Very good point here. Foul merchant Jimmy Butler. Uh, that's going to be called a lot different. I did hear an interesting take on TV today saying someone was saying like Golden State's half court was really nice last night, and a lot of playoff basketball's half court. And who do I trust that half court basketball more, Golden State or Houston? I think it's fine to bring up, but then the pace that Houston plays at and the defense that they play at also I don't think is really accounted for when that guy said that statement. What does HEB mean? Am I old? We got two HEBs here. Hebe LOL. 5 years missing the playoffs just to see the Warriors again. We'll finally beat them this time. I love it, Chris. I absolutely love it. It's a grocery store. Oh, okay. All right. HEB. Wow, I've never heard of HBB. When I was in Houston with Austin, we didn't go grocery shopping. We didn't have a car. When I was there, every time I've been to Houston, I don't think I've ever even gone to a grocery store except one time with Swaggy. We were at Walmart getting stuff. Way better than Publix. Is it really? I like Publix a lot, but I think it's, I'm not from Florida. So, like, when I think of Publix, I think like I'm on spring break as a kid. This is all I really like this. This is a tweet from Bordeaux here on the screen. Uh, here's the updated look of the Harden Nets trade with the Suns pick falling in the lottery. James Harden for Tari Eason, Reed Shepherd, a top 9 projected pick this upcoming class. 2027 first round pick from the Suns, 2027 Nets first round pick swap, 2029 Suns or Mavs first round pick. I mean, it's cracked out. I'm wheezing, so let me just grab this in here. I'm 25 and I'll be 26. My hair is ridiculous. I'm 25 and I'll be 26 in July. And because I'm a freaking dork, I have asthma, and I use this thing called Symbicort. And I just found out yesterday without insurance, it's $1,000. It's insane. Crazy getting older. HEB Plus is just a bigger version of the same store. Dude, that's crazy. I'm Googling this. It's the first thing that comes up. I'm going to see if I like recognize how this looks. Wow, I've never seen that in my life. That's interesting. I wonder what that stands for. I'm just going to look it up while we're on the topic. HEB stands for. It sounds like I met this dude in Houston called HB. Oh, it's the initials of Howard E. Butt. Can't call it the Butt store. All right. We need that Duke 7-footer. Duke's got some studs, man. He can never. Wow, Chris, you guys know it all. Oh, yeah. Top pick. All right, let's see if we got. Let's get this off the screen here. I need to get a new backdrop because that is, I think, I can't see it from here. I think that's. Who would this be? Ty Jabari and is that Garuba? Hold on. I want to get this on the damn screen, but I have to present. Let's just pull up a mock draft to see on the screen. No, guys. This is so okay. So it's Jabari. Is that Jagup and Ty? I think that's what it is. All right. It's irrelevant. Gotta be Tari. Is it Tari? Dude, this thing is so small. Oh shit, you're right. It's Tari. Wait, what? And Ty. Yeah, right. I haven't heard Ty. I'm just gonna find this damn fucking picture. The Rockets have had so many draft picks. Yeah, this is gonna be Tari Jabari and yeah, Tari Jabari and Ty. 3 first-round picks. Garuba was a really interesting prospect that didn't really make much sense when the pick happened and you're, like, looking into it. Again, the project made sense. Like, Usman Garuba, I wonder what he's up to now. I mean, the dude's a straight hustler. He's playing for Real Madrid, it looks like. Played 24. Oh my god, dude, yeah. Only lasted 2 years in Houston. That was hopeful. When I first started making Rockets content and the Rockets were snagging all these guys like Garuba and Ty and stuff, you think of a first round pick in the NFL draft, and it's like this guy should be a starter by the time his rookie season is over. And you look at the NBA draft and seeing Ricochet works out and Alex are, Edie and all these rookies from last year. It's just crazy how you'll like draft a dude at like 28 in the NFL who'll be starting cornerback day one. Draft like Terrion Arnold in the first round out of Bama, and he's starting day one. And you pick Ty Washington at 28 in the NBA draft, and the dude's out of the league in 2 years. Yeah, he was last in the NBA with Golden State. I need to get on Rockets Twitter. That's like a whole thing, man. I need to start tweeting. I really miss just having a community. I miss having all of you guys on these. So I'm going to try and do these as often in the playoffs as I possibly can. It's the NFL offseason right now, but we got Easter. My family does a little interesting Easter because we all live differently. So we're doing Easter on Saturday. So Sunday's Primo. It's at 9:30. I'm going to see. Let's see what we got for the Rockets now that the schedule has been released. 9:30, man. And it's in Houston. So that's 8:30 for you guys. That's a late-ass game. Then we got Wednesday in Houston at 9:30. We got next Saturday in Golden State at 8:30. Then next Monday at 10 o'clock, Golden State. Man, I hate when Houston goes west, especially now with a lady. I can't be working every single night till 12 o'clock. Oh my God, dude. Edward, that's awesome. Congrats, man. Congratulations. Do you guys have a name picked out? Chris, you're going to game 2. Hell yeah. That's awesome. Oh, beat the Warriors. Definitely playing the Lake Show. I think Minnesota's about to get walloped. I don't think the Lakers honestly are going to be stopped. But that is conflicting because Houston would play them in that next round. I guess from an NBA standpoint, it would be as much as a Warriors loss sucks. I think one last LeBron, Steph, it's just not even really the same. But I think the Lakers, man, they're good. 18-year-old Unk's having a kid, Clementine. Beautiful name. Congratulations. But yeah, man, the Lakers. Let's pull up the NBA brackets. I seriously am not in the NBA at all in this stage of my life right now. I really dropped the ball a lot in this. I'm very focused on golf. I don't know if anyone watched the Masters right now. All right, let's pull this on the screen. Let's get Steven Silas back above me. Come on, man. He's looking down on me in a good way. He's like God. Feels what's that word? Mal. Not supposed to say stuff like that. All right. Dallas Mavericks versus the Sacramento Kings tonight. What a real snooze fest. I don't know how the Kings are like the Bulls of the West, but better. It's still just the same crap going on in Sacramento. Ring the beam or light the beam. That didn't work out. We got Denver, Los Angeles. That's interesting. Lake Show, Timberwolves, Thunder, Mavs or Kings. Oh my God, my freaking Bulls are about to get walloped by the Heat. That was so annoying a few years ago when the Bulls were up in like the final 3 minutes when the Heat made it to, what was it, the conference championship, or did they end up making the finals? I think they made the finals, right? They couldn't have made the finals, but they had to have made the finals. See, my NBA history, man, it's bad. I need to figure this crap out here. Bucks Pacers, I can't wait as a Midwestern guy. Bucks Pacers is that's absolute cinema. And then just as a Eastern Conference dude, the Detroit Pistons, New York Knicks series is awesome. And then looks like the Magic beat the Hawks. Real shocker. Can't believe the Magic are the 7th seed. 41-41, decimated by injuries. Celtics, Orlando is just kind of funny because Orlando used to have their number. Kings beat OKC in 6. We can't be saying that. Do you really think that? I mean, Dallas could pull it off tonight. That's crazy. Yeah, let's see. Let's hear everybody's hottest take down below. My conflicting take, having a Rockets podcast, is the Lakers win the championship. And then I don't think Detroit does much against the Knicks, to be honest with you. I don't really see too many upsets on the East. The Pacers being the 4th seed and the Bucks being the 5th seed is kind of tripping me out here. A lot of people say Giannis should request a trade if the Bucks lose in the first round. Yeah, Giannis's name's been floating out there. His name's been floating out there for a few years now. The whole Milwaukee culture is interesting because all the Milwaukeeans and the players seem to love the culture, and then everyone else is like, what the hell's going on there with the whole coach, the whole Bud thing? Then they get like Dame. Dame didn't really make sense because, I mean, we all know Drew. I mean, it's weird. So that goes to show you, man. I remember when the Bucks won the NBA Finals, I was in Wisconsin after playing golf with my buddy. I was watching the Bucks win the national championship against Phoenix. That was such an interesting NBA Finals, but they haven't been back since, and they've got one of the best players in the NBA. I'm super intrigued by how Amin Thompson is going to be in the playoffs because this dude, I mean, the whole Milwaukee, Milwaukee's actually not bad. We would go to Milwaukee every summer. Milwaukee's got a music festival for like 2 or 3 weeks every summer, and it's just a it's like a festival, but it's not like an annoying like Lollapalooza or Coachella type of thing. It's like a family friendly or a rowdy, depending on, all different genres. It's just a festival, but it's really cool. And Milwaukee in the summer is really nice. Sometimes it smells there in that city, but yeah. Warriors scare me more than OKC for the Rockets. Yeah, man, I feel. Oh shoot, I got rid of that screen. I kind of feel similar. Just with I got rid of that screen. I feel similar with OKC as well. I don't like, not even comparing OKC to any other team in the West or, from the Rockets perspective. I really don't know about Shea in these playoffs. Not that it's like, oh, they're not going to be good in the playoffs because Shea is a free throw merchant, but I'm going to pull up his playoff stats from the last go at it, which was last season. It's crazy, man. Shea played isn't that so crazy? He played his first playoff series was 20 years old with the Los Angeles Clippers. And then he played another with OKC, and then they haven't been back since. So Shea last year in 10 games played 40 minutes. Free throw. Where's that free throw number? He only averaged 8 free throw attempts per game. This past season, he averaged 8.8. So that actually wasn't even a thing for him last year. But you're right, man. OKC for me is just, it's not that scary to me. Shea, especially having Amin Thompson, is not as terrifying. And I really like the Thunder players, though. Watching Chet and Jalen, I like watching those guys. But yeah, Suns really blew it. And then it's funny, every offseason doing the whole stupid thing with the Suns is this year, their year. They don't even need a point guard. They're a point guard away. They get a point guard. That's why they didn't need a point guard. What a nightmare. Thank you guys for listening and watching, especially my live guys. We'll be back here sooner rather than later. I appreciate y'all tuning in once again. Listen to these on Spotify, Apple, links in the description, and we'll try and do another one before a game one, or at least on game day. Have a great Easter, if not, and we'll see you soon.